Hi traders, and welcome at this new Bitcoin technical and order flow analysis video. Yesterday we had really brutal volatility in the market, so I've decided to do another video for people who were struggling. So I'm sure it's gonna help you. I want to show you how I was trading yesterday. Also, we will start video with the all-time high swing failure pattern, which was more of a failed auction. I'll be showing you, I was actually predicting we might reject in the region, even when I was sleeping, when the trade was happening during Asia. So you will see that, and in the second portion of the video, I will show you order flow analysis for today and for the weekend. And also I will mention Ethereum at the end of the video, because I also took few trades on Ethereum. Ethereum is really fantastic for scalping. Plus you have institutional demand, which I'll be also showing you, where you can watch this. And that institutional demand is helping you with longs. Okay, shorting Ethereum is okay, you can do, but I focus more on longs on Ethereum, because I know there is hundreds of millions, actually billions, are bidding on Ethereum constantly every single day. So there is huge FOMO on Ethereum, and why you can take some shorts, but I'm just more on the long side in overall. Let's start now. We'll be going over Discord posts, you know the drill, and I'll be showing more developed ideas in our order flow tools. Let's go here. I even marked myself what I want to mention. So first of all, let's go for all-time high swing failure pattern. Let me show you one more thing, where we go into my corner, and I just want to show you what are my plans for the next few weeks and months, what I will be releasing into the group. So we pretty much want to release the 1st of September swing course, which is great for people who don't have time and wants to mainly trade like once a week or twice a week, or just very limited exposure if you have a job or family. Then I want to really supportive modules. I have we have detailed section for CVD, but I want to do video because now I can do like 20-30 examples, so you finally understand how to use it in the context. Swing failure pattern section I will be replacing with newer data and approach. And then I want to also do options. I want to learn traders how to use options as a confluence for your trades. It's pretty complex, but we will go over it. It's not that hard. And in the September I also want to do macro news event trading. Even yesterday we actually had macro news trade where we got short. So you will see actually how that trade looks like, and in this section you will be able to learn in the future how to trade these news events like FOMC, CPI, unemployment claims, also black swan, white swan events. Okay, so it's easy. And finally, I'm still exploring Market Monkey. Very likely Market Monkey will replace Tradinglite and Tradingdifferent pretty quickly. Some traders already use that, and I want to make templates and just use it more for my trading in September as well, when I finish all these modules. Okay, so we have beautiful plans for rest of the year, and yeah, after this is released, you will be even more and better complex trader. Okay, so let's go back for all-time high swing failure pattern. First of all, when you notice, I will be starting with options a bit, but 125k, you had a pretty decent defense on options market at 125k. So that's one of the reasons why we actually, I think, front run 125k, because a lot of option people who were betting on upside were booking profit before we even reached it. Yeah, in the future you can see 140,000 massive option barrier is going to be even larger than 120k. By the way, we are rejecting 120k like 2 days back, because exactly of that. This is like point of interest. After reclaim we had a attack to the all-time high, so I said once we reclaim 125k, 120k we go for all-time highs. So I already tried to teach people options very slowly, but it's gonna be done in module. It's far better. So you had option confluence for 125k. Now this was really nice prediction. So this was few days back, 11th of August. I said we will need plenty of substantial buying volumes to continue higher on spot. As we can see, 122k to 125k area, there will be still plenty of distributions occurring, so more ranging and some short opportunities as well. And we were already pushing 122k. Do you see me mentioning like we go to 130k, 140k? No, I told you there will be short opportunities, a lot of ranging in this area exactly. Okay, let me show you that template. Why? This is really good template on swing. I mean on TRDR for swings. I'm turning it on. We simply have, yeah, all these columns are showing you, we have very heavy sell side, like spot sellers. They have many sell walls above all-time high in the 123, 124, 125k heavy sell side. And do you see, like, yes, we do some impulses, but then we range for 80% of time during summer. This is, again, there is so much distribution, like Bitcoin haven't traded for a long time in this area. So people who own Bitcoin for a long time, or just general markets, market participants, they need to distribute, they need to sell their Bitcoin with nice profits. And yeah, we need to really chew over this such sell side. It's hundreds of millions on all exchanges in the world, and these bands are just showing it visually, yeah, but you can see already in the columns. Yeah, each time we had such similar thresholds, we rejected at all-time highs, like here, went for deeper pullbacks, or we were just ranging, then we've got the impulse, but then again we lost the steam. So these thresholds are very similar to like in the May, in the June, all of them. So again, I was just counting on statistics. We can actually, like, it's gonna be not easy job for Bitcoin to push higher. That's all I want to say. It's gonna just take time. It's gonna be lots of structure. Yeah. So this was another cool prediction. Yes. And finally, this was before, when we were attacking the so yeah, here we are. This was which date? 13th of August. So we were already pushing into the all-time highs, like we were pretty close. And I told our traders, all-time high, not even protected as much, might give swing failure pattern, but if it's breakout, you will know why, as they let the gates open. This is a functionality of Okutoki, when I can analyze order books profiles, like all exchanges in the world, and I can see if the passive market participants, which are the strongest hand in the market, they let price go over regions, or they don't do so. And now we can see 123k, not a big difference, like 60 bitcoins on Coinbase, 160 bitcoins on Binance Spot. You've got leverage, but not even big difference on leverage. To me, this was very clear. If we come to all-time high, it's gonna be taken out, yeah. But you see, where is the massive defense? There is like few times larger defense, 125k. This is the option barrier. This is the round number psychologically, and of course you also have the real sellers passively defending the area, right? So, and we actually topped out. We've taken out all-time highs. We went for 24k and above. We topped out in somewhere in this region. There was not enough volume to get even to 125k. I personally think many people shorted that high and they put stop losses behind that barrier, yeah? So they are protected. I was actually sleeping when market was trading here, so I missed this. I was trading, there was initial swing failure pattern. You can see here. I think we've had like, yes, we've had like immediate swing failure pattern. I was trading this, but then I went to sleep. There was like, I think 0.5 or 1% reaction, and then we moved higher. I was sleeping. I don't want to, like, I need calm sleep, so I cannot have so many alerts. We went for another bridge. You see where we topped out 124,500, and then we started moving to the downside. So yeah, again, order books super helpful for us. The barrier was protected. Now, few more comments about that swing failure pattern. We need to go for liquidity. So you see, I was explaining in previous video, like you are building lower highs here, like lower high, lower high, lower high. People will get stop losses and liquidations once you start going into this first high and you push. Yeah, you took over 90% of shorts from the few weeks range we were in, but you still left some liquidity behind, right? Liquidity for all-time high, and that's what Bitcoin did. It actually, if we zoom in, yes, you see there was still some nice node, like 20% of the node. Bitcoin actually stopped everybody out and then reversed. And that's one of the principles we teach in the group. When everybody gets stopped out, you get beautiful opportunities to go into trade. So you see all of the liquidity taken, everybody stopped out, and then you're reversing on massive volumes. How I would approach that just from price action, I'm not gonna comment on order flow. Again, I was sleeping here. It's pretty hard to return into order flow with the like a few days back. Is gonna take a lot of time. But one thing I want to mention, if we go to 10-minute time frame, let's do that. So So, like from price action principle, you were trying to build range here. The most bullish scenario you could do for all-time high trading is like we did it in the past. You would be ranging here for longer, and you needed to defend the prior level. This is how super bullish reactions are happening, especially like on Ethereum. You can turn on Ethereum for a few days and you see how you are flipping previous highs into support. We actually failed here. Yes, we were trapping some longs at the highs. So here, when we started really closing below the high, lots of people actually went short. You can even see that on price. They put invalidation behind the high, or they put invalidation behind that option and order book barrier, which is over here, and off you go. Yes, so you've got the trade running. So if you had alert, yes, or if you were around trading during that Asia, you definitely didn't miss such price action. Some of our traders were shorting here nicely, so I'm really happy at least for them, like they catched it. So I didn't catch this, I was sleeping, I had no alert. It's okay. Yesterday I pulled like 10% from the market, so we should really now talk about yesterday, right? So let's go here, YouTube video. So PPR reaction is here. One thing I will be mentioning a bit later. So yesterday market started moving like a crazy. We've had very high PPI number. So PPI it's signaling potentially future inflation for mainline core CPI. This is mainly for like food and other services. And market didn't like the surprise, because if PPI got such high deviation, 0.7%, it can signal future inflationary pressures, and markets are they were not pricing that in. So you see immediately huge dump on the equities, and Bitcoin and Ethereum like crashed same way. Let's go to chart now, because this was actually if you understood the news, we can go to let's go to a smaller time frame. Here we are. So here the PPI was released, and you see that massive dump to the downside. If you had quick hands and you understand the news, like you really need financial juice. I'm using financial juice for such trading. Yeah, they are telling you that in a few seconds. So I got news very fast, then I immediately went to short on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I got that news event trade, and you see where, like, you just understand from all open interest build up and liquidity, we are pushing in massive impulse to the downside. So where these people are placing stop losses and liquidations, of course it's gonna be below that impulse low. So that's what Bitcoin did, like massive volume to the downside, and it was taken. Yes, it was taken. All these lows were also taken, plenty of liquidity, and then you started ranging to the like you've got pretty good bounce. So you've got news event. That's what I will be also teaching people, how to trade these news events, like very, very fast reactions on deviations. Ethereum was even should I talk about Ethereum Bitcoin together? Maybe not. Maybe I will do Ethereum at the end just separately. But you see that really big push to the downside. And again, if you were already in all-time high swing failure pattern shown, it just doubled your move. Yes. And again, we've had so many longs actually pushing into this impulse, so it was not that easy it was pretty easy for market to pushing down. Let me check some of the comments. Oh, here, yeah. So I was I can scroll a bit higher. We need to find the post. Yeah, here we are. So I'm when I was preparing for trading today, I mean before we had that big move to the downside, I said our traders, these are two boxes I will look for day trade long, and BTC today and tomorrow. It doesn't matter when it comes. Here is the box. Okay, here is the pretty white box, and later on when you've got the news event, so it's cool news events that they are driving price action, but yeah. We got into the box, and then we started pretty cool bounce to the upside. We actually got like 100 almost to the VAH. So you see, I was patiently waiting for this area. I was booking a pretty large take profit too on Bitcoin, also on Ethereum when we did that. This was super exhaustive move. Yeah, we absolutely love to trade exhaustive moves. I will not go into like super detail because I made courses on that. Yeah, we had like we have nice course on exhaustive price action reversals. But you can notice here, when we see this candle, look what happened. Yeah, this is crazy. This is insane, you know, like previous candles were like 200 million volume, yeah, 200, 300. This candle alone was 3.6 billion in 5 minutes, okay? This is like almost everybody getting destroyed on shorts. People are booking profits on longs. 1.5k destroyed. This is showing as a shorts closing, but it was many longs because the negative delta. Yeah, net longs, net shorts. You always verify what you see with the volume and delta profile. So massive sell side. If big traders wanted to fill very substantial positions, they definitely had chance to fill them. And you see what happened. Yeah, like a beautiful week. So this drop alone was super exhaustive, and again it went into our AMT support. When I turn on AMT support, here you are. Why you found stability here? It's very simple. 30-minute time frame. We were spending for over 20 days in July in this zone, okay? And now when you are doing that big deviation and you are doing that, you are taking away all the impulse to the upside. The best case when I'm thinking as a bull, I will be defending 20-day point of control. I'll be defending below this low exactly, and I will look for longs very close to the 20-day val. Again, if you would start losing this area, then you open load for much deeper pullbacks. But again, if we stabilize, this is statistic, 20 days we are trading here. So why you should lose this on a first touch? Like you have statistics on your side, you can easily hold back into this range and you just will be trading here. And that was my prediction later on. So let's just scroll to the downside. Brown was also pointing out this was just perfect AMT. I had another box prepared. Maybe we'll try this today. We will see. Like immediate order flow, I will not go over. We've had some shorts getting trapped out into the lows as well. You will see that a bit later. And here was also my expectations on that big drop to the downside when what we can actually do from here. So I was expecting we push to the potentially very close to the VAC, then we reject to the lower, and then we will just continue ranging, right? If you are longing in the week, yes, indeed, this is super exhaustive week, your level, like from AMT comes at 119,500, you want to reclaim this area, but then you've got even more important level, which is here, and this is crucial. This is how you use this template on Exocharts, very good. So you were crashing. I can show you directly in template. It's gonna be better for you, so I can explain. So we go for bid and ask, refresh, yes, like this. We don't need this. We can just watch the. Actually, we need it. We need it because. Oh, we don't need. I need to show you the picture. So you are getting very strong downside candle, huge volumes, we all know that. Now, if you want to see immediate bounce back, yes, this is continuation volume. This is high volume node in that candle, okay? Lots of sells and buys traded here. In a very strong downtrends or when market is showing you weakness, you will be holding such area for rejection. We actually got moved down, and since that moment, all this area was acting as a rejection area. It was providing top of our local range. Yes, you see now we still range. Even now we reject. If you want to see more upside, if you are long from these lows, look at that. By the way, massive sellers got trapped into here with open interest increasing. So that was another long of swing failure pattern of these multiple lows. If you are long from here or long from here, the one way how to accelerate your profit is going to be moving above 119,600s where that volume ends, yes. And then look at that, we almost no volume was transacted above. So this is inefficiency, fair value gap, single print. You have multiple names for this, but again, not much resistance will be then waiting. Bitcoin will be waiting, and Bitcoin wants to be efficient. Every single asset wants to be efficient, so it's gonna feel this inefficiency very likely, okay? But we never got that, so that's why I put like blue color for larger move to the upside. And again, this would be sign of strength for me. Again, moving outside of the 20-day VAC range and expanding the range into the much larger cluster. Again, we are staying in the yellow scenario for now, yeah, because there was no power to get acceptance into the inefficiency, and that's how you should view the market. Again, you see, yeah, and that's why I showed you that profile on the right. You can see clearly here, even like almost no volume was traded here. So So that's how you should be thinking. Like, your questions shouldn't be like only binary, like is this bullish, bearish, but again, such level reclaim would unlock more upside. Yeah, we use that often. All was good when we went into the that massive EPA week. We've had bullish CVD. So when we were trading, like when we were bouncing and you were still holding low, perpetuals, delta going down to the downside, spot market also going to the downside. This was local bull CVD. You never took out the low, so you were riding this range. If you were adding here, you can be taking another profit, so you can be just milking the local range. So you see how the CVD is applied in like day-to-day basis. We also had beautiful symmetry. Let me show you. You had like two symmetrical pulls. If you don't have access to any liquidity tools, you can still do this with the balance zone extensions. We have two pulls here from liquidity, because this is very like, this is previous all-time high, so you definitely need to make pull from here. And this was the first low where we started after the all-time high impulse. So you've got this midline on the pullback holding. We already traded that for many days, but it's okay. And you push to the upside. In the future, if we go beyond this all-time high, we can easily find another resistance here at 1.27. This is going to be liquidity symmetry. But then we have more important pull, which is like this, because this is this low, and here this high was very close to this high, so this is more precise where Bitcoin was spending these 20 days of the range. So you've got that as well. And you see we also reached the liquidity, because when you reach 0.5 extension out of the this 18, like 2 weeks of consolidation plus, you know most of the people will get stopped out and liquidated. Again, it's matching what you see on Tradingdifferent, yeah, 0.5 extension. Then most of the people give up, and if you go into one-to-one extension, then not 80% of people are getting wrecked back, 100% of them, like everybody gives up pretty much. So you've got that symmetry as well from here, yeah. From here, when everybody sold Bitcoin for much lower prices and with leverage, you've got into the 0.5 as well. There was breach outside of it, same like here. And then, so I'm just showing you more, one more thing for the all-time high swing value pattern I really wanted to mention. Symmetry is always cool. So I will do Ethereum at the end, because this was also giving some cool trades. Let me check if there is an interesting post. I was already sleeping here, so not much. And now we can go over today's analysis, so you can understand. It's pretty rare for me. I'm making videos twice a week. It takes like 2-3 hours to make video. I just focus on our traders, but I will be showing you how I was thinking today, what is possible for Bitcoin, yes, and I will be explaining those ideas further. So we can see pretty much Bitcoin. You also have like local range here. You can see you are holding the VAC. I will go into the trading view, so you'll see what I mean. Why is that range missing? I need to add it again. Was it? Yeah. So you see how to do the daily analysis as well. So again, we are still in this range. I think we will get larger move again for Bitcoin when we start trading above 20-day VAG or 20-day VAL. Then we will start getting acceptance into the previous range. Market will get moving. You can also see this small, this is from Thursday and Saturday range. We found support from that VAG. This was naked VAG, it never got retested. So also with this low, you retested that, so that's cool. If you lose this low, then you will get the acceptance into this range. And here we still have the weekend liquidity, okay, in these regions. So Friday over here. So in these regions, we have weekend liquidity. And for me, this is another area of interest. If we lose this low, no swing failure pattern, we continue down, we rotate this local range, then this box comes for me, because I definitely want from market to take out the weekend liquidity. Let me show you that liquidity is here. Yes, look at that. This is the biggest chunk actually at 115k. So need to just check the dates. 9th of August, yes, Saturday, and yes, Sunday. Very good. So this all, and most of the time, sooner or later, Bitcoin actually tries to take the weekend liquidity and stop people out. So this like massive cluster will be waiting for us if market gets pretty negative today or into the weekend. So that's what I'll be aiming. And don't forget, we have CME gap still unclosed. Yeah, so when, oh, actually we actually closed almost CME gap. Oh, cool. Yeah, I forgot with this low. So yeah, that was another confluence for you. You see how when we were also like getting long here, how the CME gap sometimes gets front run, but you close 90% of it. So this was your confluence. You see how we rejected here and now finally close. So that was another confluence. We still have a bit of CME gap to close, like 10%. Okay, can happen if you lose this low. But the weekend liquidity will be waiting. Let's go further into the analysis. So you see here is the single print. Yes, I want to see if, as I'm long here, I definitely want to see Bitcoin to accept into the single print area, feel it, yes, but when you feel it, you will be facing some serious resistance. Here, open interest was increasing big time. We have a lot of trap longs in this area, so this point of control can be really good to backtest for day trade short, okay? If I take the trade or not, I cannot tell you now, but I will be watching and monitoring order flow very carefully. This is a really good area for continuation move to the downside. Yes, because if you start reclaiming this area, then you can be returning to all-time high. So we will be monitoring that. And you can see it's not that easy for Bitcoin to, I mean, this is perpetuals. I'm watching the walls. Pretty big seller at 120k, but it's single wall, so it's not like something crazy. Let me check. I can actually already check data live, yes, because we are still in the session. Need to go to Market Monkey to see. One thing you can monitor as well today is 2000 Bitcoin long. So that's like over 250 million on the long side here, even more. You can monitor this if you hold these walls or not. If you fill them, maybe you will fill them with the new shorts. Shorts get trapped, then you get the squeeze, or you will just breach the wall slowly. You will eat them up and you bleed to the downside. You have like two scenarios, right? So, and it's gonna depend on the outcome. So, and I'm seeing like leverage is trying to protect these lows. We will see what we do with the equities as well, because equities will be affecting market. And altcoins and bitcoins were pushing heavily past few weeks. So again, profit taking can happen and you get deeper pullbacks. So you have walls here. Spot market is, oh yeah, one more thing you can notice, which is not helping to the upside right now, is we have lots of sell side on perpetual markets. You will need lots of volume on the Binance perpetuals to breach above this. Is over 1000 Bitcoin, so they're also filling some big positions, and this is like they're trying to squeeze us into the lows. We will see if they succeed. Look at the spot market. We had very serious wall actually holding us all London session, 150 Bitcoins. I was though not trading London. This is very low volatility for me to trade, and after yesterday I pulled like 10% on the Bitcoin and Ethereum. Then I don't need to trade like for 0.5% today, absolutely not. Spot wall taken out, so you see, but we still get some nice supports and the lows, so we'll see if that helps us. You can clearly see yesterday we also had bands, so we had bands on our support mainly from Coinbase, and you see perpetual markets is positive, so this stabilization was coming more from perpetuals, but also some spot bidders were found, but not the strongest and biggest bands were showing up. Look how exhausting this was. We've traded like 8 billion aggregated volume into the drop. Like everybody got taken out. Like this was really a big reset. You can see how Bitcoin was recovering most of the day with equities as well. But now I need to turn on equities if they are cooperating. You see equities zooming in. So equities starting to bleed a bit. ES negative. Nasdaq slightly as well negative. We have few more news events, and we have Russia, Trump and Putin meeting, so maybe there will be, the market is pretty nervous and is waiting for that. But you see we are starting to be a bit of negative, yeah, so, but yeah, we'll see. You pretty much need to be positioned from yesterday, or you wait at the lows again, or you wait in the my box again for the another reaction. Like you don't need to take trade right now. You can still see bullish CVD was playing out locally, like super locally here. Yeah, look at the DAP, but we failed to do the low. And since we took out the low, multiple lows, we started trending to the upside with the price, but CVD on spot market was trending to the downside. So this was giving you local bullish CVD again to at least reach range highs and then book profit, take profit too. This is more like sometimes we see very aggressive spot buyers coming into the market, lifting market. This is more slow approach. When we see a bullish CVD, market tends to be very slow because they just place lots of tiny limits and they are filling them, and everybody who tries to short into them is getting slowly like trapped. And also today bounce was mainly on the short squeeze. We've had lots of shorts in this box, and we started to come back into the area, so they are closing like over 50% of open interest now closed. We also have some longs, so it's like mixture. 60% of shorts here. You can see that on delta was clearly going down, but some late longs come later. So you see our market was just short squeezing these shorts. And even if we don't get the bans on TRDR, we know how to watch thresholds, and Bitcoin stabilized pretty much with the same thresholds as past few weeks on the spot markets. Yes, very similar thresholds, and then we found range and stability and bounce. So this bounce is actually statistical, and with this template you need to do your backtest so you actually understand this. I'm already thinking maybe we get another range into the like today and maybe next few days into the Monday in this red box, because spot market is trying to defend the area and sell side is sellers are pretty big. So it's not easy for Bitcoin. Again, I was talking about these distributions about only 5k, lots of sell side. So we will see. And if we get a bit, if equities actually start pushing and be positive, because the summer trading is mostly about equities anyway, you have pretty empty order books on the sell side, and buyers are mainly lurking at 117,000. And then 116 and 115, all these round levels are getting protected. Here is that big wall, yeah, it's still there. The equity is slightly negative. You'll see what, maybe it can be very choppy day. Again, I don't like to trade something like this on Bitcoin. Ethereum maybe is even better for scalping, but on Bitcoin you mainly focus on day trades. In the current summer is just, yeah, not every day is such volatile like yesterday. One more template I can show you. This is how we monitor what are whales trying to do. Those are biggest orders in the spot market and perpetual markets shown on one template. You can see what the whales were doing. So I was not fighting the whales. I was going with the whales. Why should I fight them? They were trying to, they were trying past few days to, fill massive orders on the buy side. You see, buy side was still larger than sell side. They were trying to range. Even here, they were building support here, another support. Then they were trying to force us into range here at 13th of August. And then we started pushing to the upside, but they still placed a lot of walls. They were feeling like they filled some nice orders on the long side, and now they're taking profit and probably flipping into short. Again, the most profitable way you can do on Bitcoin is trade the range. Bitcoin ranges 80% of time, so whales are doing the same thing. Orders filled, now we are getting reversed, and you see what they are doing like today. Today they are trying to, maybe very likely, fill some profits on shorts which build from all-time highs, but also try to stabilize into range. And if we bounce higher, they will have some nice positions. Yeah, you see many demand walls are popping up, trying to force that upside, and especially with that massive Bitcoin wall as well. Still not retested, I think. Yes, not retested, but we're slowly bleeding for it. Yeah, again, this is going to be decisive point. If you actually find the volume to breach the walls or not, if it's gonna protect the long, and if you trap the shorts or not. How you take out the walls and what you do after them is critical. You cannot predict that. Yeah, you need to see what's gonna happen. So that's for that. And you see these pressure walls are now, they order books are pretty empty to the upside, but now this 100,000 sell side on Bitcoin is now pressuring Bitcoin down. It's not improving sentiment. Yes, you didn't even had power to take out all these highs for swing failure pattern. Again, after such a big downside moves, I'm not surprised. By the way, think about it from perspective of, if I turn off everything, like your direction, that's what I mean. Like you need to be like, you need to have like 2 accounts at least. But remember, we did all-time high swing failure pattern with failed auction, right? On higher time frames is clean swing failure pattern. Such swing failure pattern can play out for a few days or even weeks. So even if you tried longing here, your core position should be in short, and you should be aiming potentially maybe running in even into this low. Because what we can do right now, yes, on high time frames, what if we just start doing another rotation, like full rotation? You might find support here first from this range, but yeah, we can really literally be for the rest of the summer here, where you will do this pull. And we have Val here, so Just you can watch that file as well. But just visually, right? If you continue below this low, it's not going to be really good sign, because again, you will be losing 20-day range. Yeah, I think what we are doing from Viva perspective for the impulse, are we trading above? No, we are not trading above. Uptrend, there is a fight for it. This is also really good sign for you. Yeah, because in strong uptrends you will be holding anchor Viva, which is tracking whole impulse, like here. And now you are very choppy around it, so it's gonna be like, this is like battleground now. Yeah, bulls and bears are fighting. Some people fight for continuation down, some people for continuation up. You can have hedge long from the lows, and you should be in core short from here. Both rates can have to take profits already, and it's decision point. So I shown you the area of support and demand area here in the weekend liquidity, and support from the previous range. You can also watch this point of control, even in case we get accepted into this range. So point of control and then swing value pattern from around 114k in case it's like larger move down, and this area gets traded later on. So few words about Ethereum. First, I will show you one of the posts, one of the easy trades I was taking over here. Yeah, before the news event hit us, you could be trading. This was lovely range. So let's talk about Ethereum a bit. So yes, on Ethereum, we have institutional demand. I can show you a very good website here. You can watch strategic Ethereum reserve. Yeah, this is the website, and you watch what companies are the biggest now, how much they own. Actually, I think you can see how many Ethereum they bought. Like they are buying like crazy past few days. Okay, so you've got that institutional demand. But one thing you can notice even with institutional demand, when we go to spot markets, if I zoom out, so you see Ethereum was pushing from 420,000. But you can, this is like, I'm not even showing you TRDR, but you see sell side pressure at these regions, even if you have plenty of walls, but you always show the order book suit ratios. You had like 16,000, 17, 20k of Ethereum on the sell side, yes. But now when we come into these highs, the sell side is much larger. It's actually almost 80% larger, 35,000 on the sell side, yeah. So you are now getting far more Ethereum on the sell side, and you need far more volume to actually continue higher. This is spot. And you see, as we were ranging here, market was running out of gas. Yeah, multiple highs, but never like a proper breach. Many people were trading swing failure patterns out of these highs. I was sleeping here, I think, but I have like core Ethereum short from somewhere here, and I was hiding behind all-time high. The stop loss, look at that cluster here. This also didn't improve the morale for the Ethereum traders. So yeah, there is a lot of distributions. Even when Ethereum potentially goes for all-time high later, people are distributing already because we move so abruptly on the chart. Yeah, when we go to 1 hour time frame, look at that crazy move. Yes, so we went from like all August we did already 40%. So it's just logical. People will be front running Ethereum all-time high here, no problem. Yeah, it needs time. It needs time to distribute. So that's and with such institutional demand, I was focusing more on longs on Ethereum. But now you should have like core day trade short for Ethereum, because again, if macro crumbles, if macro goes for seasonal pullback in September, you better have some defense. You need to be more in defense. Yeah, look at that, equity still continues slowly build. Bitcoin also bleeding into these walls. Let's go back for Ethereum. So again, spot sell side very heavy here. People not willing to fill those positions, and on the perpetuals it was even better. So again, this was PPI short. I was taking with Bitcoin and Ethereum I was shorting at the same time. Huge move. Ethereum far larger move to the downside. Let me finish, by the way, this trade. This trade was very simple. You are building higher highs continuously. People put stop losses behind, and now we crush them all with high volume. You take out the last internal low, and then you got the swing failure pattern trade, and you take profits. I already hit here, and then we got the news events 2 hours, I think, a bit later. So this was like bonus scalp for me on Ethereum. Now let's go back here. So this was 4% move on the PPI. Look at that, Ethereum super strong. Bitcoin absolutely didn't recover the whole drop of PPI news event, but Ethereum recovered. But Ethereum, you know what happened actually? Ethereum, I was paying myself. I told our traders I'm taking to take profits and I'm leaving 40% exposure on Ethereum. Price literally returned back into my entry. Yeah, so I added back maybe 30%. I think 30% I was adding, so I had like 70% short to the downside, and then I was taking another profit somewhere here when we ran back to the lows. Plus, we were longing Bitcoin on the EPA drop, and same thing on Ethereum. So I was taking a short and long at the same time, then other two short. On Ethereum, just on this move, guys, I pulled 10%, and I'm not even counting leverage. So I'm just telling about 1x leverage when I used full account for Ethereum. So absolutely insane volatility, and it's still far more volatile than Bitcoin, right? And I was telling traders to watch these two demand nodes. The first one was here, this one was taken out, but the second demand node on perpetuals, that's what stopped us. Yes, and we feel like we've got that initial large bounce of 3%. Okay, so that initial bounce was beautiful. Then we move a bit lower, and then they repopulated the order books. Leverage is pretty crazy on Ethereum currently. If I zoom out, that's insane, you know. It's not easy for Ethereum to drop down. Even if this is like 4% move, you are still feeling like tens of thousands of Ethereum on the buy side. So these are creating like big bounces because this is happening with with leverage. So people are getting short like crazy, then they are getting wrecked. This is washing. This Ethereum is currently reminding me Bitcoin in 2017 before it broke out into the crazy zone. So look at that, they are trying already defending here. I mean, it's scalping heaven on Ethereum right now. If you want to scalp, Ethereum should be number one choice. It has really, really huge volumes. Lows are also protected on Ethereum. And again, if we go for deeper pullback, again, you will be feeling not tens of thousands on Ethereum, but hundreds of thousands of Ethereum. Like this node here, crazy. I want to buy Ethereum, yeah, because this was previously defended so much. I think when I want to buy some Ethereum at 4,000 into this spot, like for swing, I will be looking at this area. And also, let me check. I think I was posting like this section become alive because people trade. We will be finding that. Just want to show you that option barrier. It's going to be higher. Yes. So currently option market at 4,100. This is highest volume on all contracts we have for the next 6 months. This is huge barrier, and I think lots of profit taking is gonna happen when we reach here. So option traders will take profit, they bounce market up. Plus this is barrier, so very likely gonna be defended. You can see 5,000 also huge barrier, so you can expect battle. Like if you reclaim this area, huge upside. If you don't reclaim the area, 5,000 can actually provide the lead, local range or rejection. So option market we already use in our advantage. Here I'm looking for swing long because I also have order books on my side on that pullback. And when we go to chart, let's see what Ethereum has actually the, oh yeah. Because what you can actually do if you go for deeper pullback on Ethereum, so you see that curved structure here, you can move to the, like you will be giving up full impulse, right? If you bleed down, and then you have liquidity here, so you'll be doing that. You will be grabbing liquidity, stopping everybody out who is FOMOing Ethereum for all-time highs, and then you bounce. No financial advice, guys, just education and entertainment. But again, this is really, really interesting idea. So you see that option barrier is these option traders. By the way, option traders, they are one of the most clever traders in the world. I was not using this for years. I was doing well, and our traders as well. But we need to use this in our advantage. So very clever barrier is waiting here in the future. Equities continue to bleed. Bitcoin continues to bleed. Yeah, that's what we are watching for if it's gonna happen. Yeah? 1-to-1. Now you are trying. Okay, so you see, first time you are trying to defend the walls. Some people already are buying in front of the walls, but you will see if we actually get the feel or not, if we trap people. So Ethereum is pleasure to trade. By the way, these were done, like these drops were done on huge volumes. This was also EPA reversal into the demand cluster here. Yeah, like crazy volume also traded, like everybody longing here getting stopped out. So that's beautiful. Yes, so that's I think that's it from me. How long is the video? Okay, 45 minutes, that's decent. Next week I will do video maybe on Tuesday. We will do fresh weekend analysis. What I want to say, we still have a news event in 13 minutes, but be careful today. Again, Trump and Russia with Putin, they are negotiating, and potentially there can be some market moving news. If we get peace, if we get some peace, like path to peace, markets can be happy, because it means Russia oil is no longer, like they will be releasing Russia oil and no sanctions. So it can pressure oil to the downside, gold to the downside, equities up, Bitcoin up. That's if there are positive remarks and really good, the deals. If we don't see any deal and further escalations, then not good for the markets generally, because the sanctions will be applied on oil. And higher oil is inflationary for the economy, like for the global economy and for the US economy. So and one more advice: if you were not doing well yesterday, just it's like market is giving you a mirror and it's telling you your leverage is not okay, your trading rules are not okay, your money management is not okay. The first section, actually, when someone joins, is not about education and order flow and everything. I show them money management rules, because when I was in learning process years back, I broke some rules. I destroyed accounts when I was learning. This is absolutely crucial. Money management and psychology. Why I'm telling you that? Because some people lost money definitely yesterday. They were overleveraged in longs on Ethereum or whatever. You need to, these were 5% moves in few minutes on Bitcoins as well. Very crazy moves. You need to trade very responsibly. And if you trade like 20, 10x leverage, if you trade 10x leverage, 10% move against you and you are destroyed. Yeah. And I'm speaking only in nominal terms. For example, what is for me 1x leverage when I'm using 100k account? If I take 100k position on Bitcoin, that's 1x leverage. Yeah, because I'm risking one full account. And then final piece of calculation is how wide is your stop loss. So then you adjust leverage a bit more, because if you have like very wide stop loss, then of course you cannot risk 5% of the account on one stop loss. Yeah. So because in your systems, in any trading system, there will be times when you lose multiple trades in the row or even multiple days in the row. If you use high leverage, you literally destroy 50% of the account or even 100% of the account. Your maximum daily loss should be like max 3 to 4 to 5% maximum. Yeah, that's okay to recover. Some people even use like 2% and they are out. Okay, traders, thank you for watching. If you like the video, please give it a like, subscribe, join our group if you want, learn with us, trade with us, and I wish all of you pleasant weekend. I'm not sure if it's gonna be volatile like last weekend, but yeah, there is a lot of FOMO in equities. Thank you, traders, for watching, and bye.